What's up, friends? Hey, this is David Miller. Um, hey, last night I was invited to sit in on a conversation with a group of worship leaders and creative directors from churches all across Southern Cal, or I guess California as a whole, from San Diego up to the Bay Area. And in the wake of COVID-19, they were sharing some of what they were learning. We asked questions of each other. We even kind of at the end took on each other's burdens, and it was a really beautiful conversation that I wanted to let you in on. And so I figured I'd share a few of my takeaways. The first is, hey, as mandatory isolation becomes more of a reality across the country, it's important to think ahead and to batch your services and any other creative endeavors. One notable example that a church was talking about during this conversation is that they said that they're actually recording their songs individually, which I just found this to be brilliant. Each song individually with their band or with their worship leader so that they can mix and match the songs each week. And so instead of doing a full set that's the end of that set and you can't use it again, you could use the different songs from week to week and mix and match. I thought that was next level brilliant. Um, uh, Another thing is to keep it short. Last week, many churches received feedback, whether literal or by their viewers logging off early, that their services were too long. Example is that a lot of these churches that have messages that go 30, 35 minutes, they're going to try and cut down to 15 to maybe even 10. Those that are doing worship sets of 5 or 6 songs, they're going to cut that worship set down to 2 or 3. You got to think people are sitting on their couch or they're holding their phone or they're sitting in front of their computer and they have kids running around them and they don't have the same attention span as they would if they're sitting in the room. So you have to play to that audience. Next, the question was asked, does your weekend content hit multiple demographics? Again, as we talked about kids running around in so many of these homes, one church that I was talking to, they said they're actually creating separate experiences. They're creating 3 separate experiences: one for adults, one for younger elementary kids, and one for older elementary kids. So it's really dialed in for who they're trying to reach with that content. The next is don't wait till the weekend. Find opportunities to introduce worship and prayer experiences all throughout the week. One church is doing kind of a low-key, just the worship leader on keys or the guitar worship experience every Wednesday at noon on Facebook Live. And they're engaging with their people. They're bringing hope all throughout the week. They're not just waiting until that weekend experience. Tied in with that is I learned that many of these people are realizing not to take themselves too seriously. Give yourself permission to have fun with your community online. Give yourself grace to experiment and try things that you've never tried. Most of us were not experts in video or streaming, and so you don't have to pretend to be. You can try things and experiment. Your community does not need you to be perfect and polished. They simply want to engage with you. There's an example that one church talked about. They're actually making fun TikTok videos for their community to enjoy and share. They're also sending out a prompt every couple of days to invite their community to make their own videos and share. And so they're continually engaging and having fun. It doesn't always have to be serious. We can bring light just through experiments and fun. Don't forget, I thought this was huge. Don't forget that your people still want to contribute. I mean, think about this. Like right now, most of us are still in the phase where we are just trying to get something out there, but that's not going to last very long. Your key volunteers, the people that serve week after week after week, they are not going to want to just sit back and receive for very long. One church, the way that they're addressing this is that they're actually having volunteers from the church service host. So, answering questions and praying with people online while the service is going on. Another one is that they are inviting volunteers to teach or share the story for the kids' messages. Another is reaching out to their key volunteers. This isn't for the weekend, but in general, they're actually reaching out to key volunteers to video tutor kids in the community because they're not in school throughout the week. And I mean, I'm telling you, that person in your church that is serving, they still want to serve. They still want to give of their time and their talents. Um, I just thought this was really fun. This group of worship leaders, creative directors were celebrating how organizations and individuals are stepping up. A couple examples. Squarespace is waiving their fees for a season. I'd never thought of this, but just it blew me away. There's a TV station up in the Sacramento area that's offering free airtime to churches to broadcast because some of our congregations are not internet savvy, but they could get on the right channel if they knew what time to tune in, and so they're offering free airtime. I mean, that's amazing. I would venture to say that there's more than just that one station up in Sacramento. We should be looking at this. Different curriculums like Orange and Grow are waiving their license fees so that they can provide content to kids and students. There's a local counseling center in the LA area that has moved completely online, and they're offering sessions for free for people that are struggling during this isolation and the pandemic that's freaking them out, and they need someone to talk to, and maybe a friend isn't enough and need someone who's professional and can walk them through it. It's amazing to see people stepping up in this. I was even Zoom, which we use so often at Slingshot Group, has opened up so much of their app so that people can use it, the paid versions of it, even for free. I mean, gosh, for companies to do this is amazing. The last thing that I learned and took away when I was with this group of incredibly talented creatives is that I learned that you are not alone in your anxiety. Like, yeah, people are looking to you to lead in this moment, and I think it's important though that you give yourself permission to live in this moment of uncertainty, when you have big projects that come with new learnings and new excitement. All of these things are rolled into one, and you don't have to totally compartmentalize it. You can lead and still have some fear or anxiety around it. If that's you, just hear that you're not alone. Hear that there are others that are thinking that, and high level leaders who are strong and great at what they do, and yet in this moment they still have some of that anxiety. Here's the bottom line. In this season, we get a chance to play, to experiment, to try, to engage in brand new ways. Maybe you have some best practices that your church or your team is doing. We'd love to hear about it. Maybe put them in the comments. Let's share the wealth of talent that's out there, and let's engage in a beautiful way moving forward. All right, thanks.